Shave it.
Alright, what's going on guys? Bassett here, welcome back to some more Black Ops 3 over on my channel. Be sure to leave a like and comment if you do enjoy the video. As always, it is greatly appreciated. Just going to go ahead and jump ourselves straight into a free-for-all match. That'd be about right. So the story I have to tell you guys today is basically I lost my license over Call of Duty. It sounds crazy, right? I lost my license to Call of Duty. Like, what do you mean? So what actually happens in Queensland, the state I live in Australia, is basically once you go into your P license, it's your first license where you can drive by yourself. Once you're on that P license, you have 4 points. Now what them 4 points are is for when you do anything wrong. Once you lose all of them, you get the choice to go on good behavior, which means you cannot do anything wrong for a whole year. Or you can choose to lose your license for 3 months and then get all your points back at the end of them 3 months. So what actually ended up happening to me is I got caught speeding and I got caught with a crack in my windscreen, and the speeding was worth 3 points and the crack in my windscreen was worth 1 point. Now obviously 3 months just out driving is a very long time, so obviously I took this year of good behavior, which meant I couldn't do anything wrong for an entire year, or I couldn't drive past 11 with even myself in the car. So not being able to drive past 11 pretty much meant I couldn't go to the midnight release, because that game comes out at 12. Black Ops 3 midnight release was 12 o'clock. Anyway, you know, you got to risk it for that biscuit. So basically, I did end up driving in and I got away with it, you know. I got to the midnight release, got my game, got home, but then something terrible happened. Okay, that was actually terrible. So this midnight release, I went with a mate because, you know, no one wants to drive that far. For me, it's a fair drive to get into town and to get back out because I live out at the beach, not in the city. So yeah, it's a fair hike, and I didn't want to be doing that drive by myself, and I didn't want to be waiting at the midnight release by myself, so I took a buddy of mine. So we went to the midnight release, you know, waited in the huge line, got our game by about 12:05, so we were pretty close to the front of the line, got in there pretty quick. Started driving home. He had to drop off a copy to his little brother because the game was, of course, R18+, so his little brother couldn't attend it. So far was so good, you know, I'd driven to the midnight release, I'd picked my mate up, I'd started driving home from the midnight release, dropping his brother's game home on the way. And when we got home, all good, I was like, thank God, you know, I haven't been caught, I'm going to keep my license. And it turns out my mate had actually taken my copy of Black Ops 3 into his brother's house by mistake. We had driven all that way. It was probably about 12:30, 12:40 by then. From there, we pull up into my driveway. I turn the car off. We're about to get out. I say, "Can you hand me up my copy of my Black Ops 3?" He goes to bend down, and then he just looks at me. He goes to bend down. That sounded so fucked. But he's leant under the seat to pick up his copy of Black Ops 3 as well as mine, and then he's just giving me this look. And straight away, he's just gone, "No." And I'm just like, "What's wrong?" He's just looked at me, shaking his head, and said, "I've taken your copy of Black Ops 3 into my house." I literally just looked at him and I just laughed. I'm just like, "You're joking. You know, you're pulling my leg. You're not serious." And he's still sitting there shaking his head. I'm laughing. I didn't believe him. He's just sitting there shaking his head. He's like, "Man, I'm not joking with you." About 5 minutes later, I actually believed him. And I've gone, "Oh shit, well, we've gone all that way for the midnight release. I don't really want to just have to go to bed now and not have Black Ops 3 to play." So I've driven back into town. We've got all the way to his house. We've picked up the game. I'm just like, far out, man. I'm having the luckiest night. You know, I've driven in and out of town 4 or 5 times that night between past 11, my curfew, and I haven't got caught. Oh, well, I thought the spawns had been fixed, but apparently not. So we've gone to turn around from his house, which is not as far as town, but it's still pretty far in. It's probably still about 10 to 15 minutes drive. So anyways, the first street, I kid you not, the first street from his house, we've turned around, we're heading down the street, and I'm about halfway down the street. It's a very long road. It probably would be about 3 or 4 kilometers long. And all I've seen is high beam lights come onto the back of me from a very long way away, which is normally what the cops do when they want you to slow down, but at the time I didn't register. I thought it was just some idiot high beaming me for no reason at all. Get a bit further down the street, the car gets real close to me and the high beams are blinding me, and at that stage I realised no one's stupid enough to do that. I'm done. This is the cops. couple of seconds after that, the lights come on and I get pulled over, and I'm just like, no, you know, that's it, there goes my license. At the time, it was a mate's 19th birthday, so I had been drinking the night before and I had not slept much at all. So the first thing the cop asked me is, you on drugs, you know? I'm looking tired as, I'm hungover, so it's a fair enough question. And of course, I'm going to say no, you know, I'm not on drugs, if that's what you're thinking. And he basically was full convinced I was on drugs. Now, after he'd gotten over the fact I wasn't on drugs, he then said, okay, so you know why we've pulled you over? I was just like, yeah, I'm past my curfew. And he's like, no, that's not actually the reason we pulled you over. The reason we pulled you over was because you have a broken tail light. So, you know, the only reason I had been pulled over is because my tail light was out. I was just like, man, and just shook my head. So anyways, it just starts to get on and on further. He's like, you've got a broken tail light, you've got a passenger with you, and you're past your curfew, you know you're going to lose your license. I was just like, yeah. I had to ring my mum because they would not let me drive my car. My mum, being the person who told me not to drive for a computer game, basically was right. I should have listened to her. I rang her. She pretty much just... I could tell she was shaking her head, man. Like, I couldn't see her or anything, but you could tell she would have been shaking her head in disappointment. So yeah, I had to leave my car on the side of the road. Basically came home and got straight on the Black Ops 3 grind. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how I lost my license for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I ended up getting fined about over $500. He couldn't fine me for a lot more things, but he ended up being nice about it. So pretty much all it comes down to is, thank God Black Ops 3 is good, man. You know, the game ended up costing me around $600 and my license. But anyways, this has gone for a very long time, guys. I hope you did enjoy the story. If you did, be sure to leave a like and comment. As always, it is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much to those who have stuck around when I was a bit quiet during the end of Advanced Warfare. You know, I'm uploading so much more, and just thank you everyone who stuck around. It means a lot. I'd like to do something for 600 subscribers, basically because it's a milestone since I haven't been active. So if you guys do have any ideas about that, please be sure to leave them down below. Anything is greatly appreciated. And until next time, guys, my name, of course, is Bazza. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.